There it is. It runs. Turn this fan off. Okay, the cam is broken in. Still have some tuning to do. I don't know if you heard, but the noise, that extra noise, is the pulley is hitting one of the bolts on the oil pump. Easy fix. I did order the Duraspark CB distributor, so that'll be here next week. That's why you see all the hokey wires in the engine compartment. But for the most part, it runs. I have to bleed the brakes, change the oil, fix all the wiring, a regulator that won't stay like that. So yeah, man, should be a ripper. Thanks. Well, here's what's going on. It's a part, but not because it doesn't run, but everything works. Don't get me wrong. Everything's fine with the car. I didn't get to drive it. I really, even after just breaking in the cam, I haven't even started it. So here's what's going on. Turn my flashlight off. When I put the Berg 5-speed in, a friend of mine called me, and he was going to sell his car. So he asked me if I wanted to trade. I know what you're thinking. I just put this motor together, and we're going to go and we're going to run, beat the Camaro and the turbo, and I've been having you guys follow along with that. You know, don't pay no mind to this, because this is just that's just temporary to get it running, like I said earlier, I believe. Anyway, so this car needs a lot of work, right? And I really haven't showed you guys this car. This is my 57. I had this painted for a year now, and it's been sitting here in my shop, and I haven't had time to do anything with it. It's got a real nice, you can't really see it, but it's got a nice Allberg 1776. It's a great motor, love it. It's the smoothest running motor I've ever had, and for what it is, 100 horse, it flies. At least to me it does. But anyway, back to the core. So this car is what it is. I mean, it's pretty much, I think the only thing that's ever been done to it is it's been painted once, and it had a little bit of body work here and there. I know this fender been worked on, but it's very amateur body work. Anyway, my friend knows all that. Oops, sorry. He knows the car. He's wanted a ragtop, I believe. He's expressed to me before he wanted a ragtop. So as you guys know, this is a 63 ragtop, and for the most part, it's in decent shape for a Florida car. Actually, it came from Washington, D.C. area, but either way. So I said, look, he goes, look, you keep your turbo stuff, and we'll trade car for car. Now, I've been wanting a later model car. In all reality, it would have been forever if I even went and did anything to this ragtop. I just don't have the time, because like I said, this car, which is really dusty right now, is what really needs to be put together, right? So this is a cool car. It's got Porsche Minerva blue paint. Say that twice. It just needs to be put together. I've got Porsche. You can't really see. I got Porsche 914 seats in it. it's going to be cool. You know, it's got a phenomenal paint job on it. This really isn't doing any good with all the dust on it. Anyway, so let's get to what I traded for. Now, what's funny is that the turbo system y'all saw in this car actually went on this other car years and years ago. This turbo system, like I said, has been around our circle of friends for a long time. It even got traded off, and somehow we got it back. So this car has been within our circle of friends, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people now have owned this car within our circle of friends, and in my opinion, there's really only 5 of us to begin with. Maybe a couple more, but anyway. So here's what I traded this ragtop for with the 1915, the Berg 5-speed. I traded it for this 68. You probably recognize this car. This car is also called the Gray Ghost. Like I said, a friend of mine owned it, and right now that turbo system goes. That's what this bubble is for. It's for that air cleaner, because you notice on that car the SU carb and the air cleaner kind of stick out, so this is fabricated for it. Right now, let me turn my light on here. Hold on, hope this helps. Right now, we're just sporting a stock single port motor. Hope you can see that well. Nothing special. It runs awesome the way it is. It really does. This is a nice car. I added my wing. Of course, I got to keep that off the ragtop. Let's just take a look inside here. Let's see. The inside's all done. It's got 67 seats. It's very dark, and I apologize if you can't see. I'll get better video someday for the inside. But everything works on the car. I couldn't be happier. I'm trying to show you here with the flashlight. It's really not doing any good. It's got bugs all over the windshield. I've been driving it. Like I say, this I couldn't be happier. It's a car that's done. It's a nice car. The car's been in the circle of friends for quite a while. And yeah, so sorry. I'll eventually get the turbo in it. Don't worry, I have plans for a big motor. Not a big motor, but basically the motor that's in my Baja. It's a 2110. It has a DPR crank. It's got H-beam rods in it, and it's got CB heads on it. So that SU draw through, and this will go. Oh, and this car here, actually, VW Darren knows this guy. Joey Jackson built the transmission that's in this car. Matt and I saw this transmission for sale on Craigslist, so we go down there, and the guy's garage, he's got all kind of video of him drag racing Volkswagens, you know. And I said, so he said he worked down at Scooters and knew Scooter. He knew Darren. Darren, if you're watching this, you know, I know you know him. So anyway, he said the transmission's got a super diff, and it's got all kind of, you know, whatever done to it. But yeah, so that transmission will go in the 68 right here. And the stock transmission that's now in this car will go to the 57 with the 1776, because this transmission has a 412 ring and pinion. This one has the stock 437. So that transmission's a little tougher, and that ring and gear is a little better for the turbo. So at any rate, I'm kind of rambling on here at 8 minutes. Plus, you know, with whatever video I'm going to put ahead of this of it running, this car running, breaking in the cam. At any rate, yeah. So there's a lot of stuff coming, a lot of work, and And like I say, I'm happy, I'm excited, and this will be my new ride for a while. So stay tuned, updates will come. I think the Gambler 500's coming up, so I gotta get the Baja ready. I'm gonna keep the 2110 in it for now until that's done. I believe that's in April. So after April is VW Drag Night. It's a 24-hour round trip for us. We usually go to South Carolina, from Florida to South Carolina and back in one night. Go up there, watch some Volkswagen's drag race, and we turn around and come home. So we'll see. We'll see if I get the turbo motor in before that or not. Honestly, this stock motor drives so nice and it runs so cool. I might just keep it in there for the trip. I don't know yet. But don't worry, we're going to work on this car. We're going to get this car 2110 in there with the turbo and the Joey Jackson transmission. Once we flip-flop transmissions, we're going to start putting this car together. I know you guys can't wait to see this. Some of you all have seen it in the past videos where I snuck a picture in there. And you've asked me about it. So, yeah, this is a cool car. I don't know if I can, let me open this up. It's kind of dark. But anyway, it needs some love. It needs the attention it deserves. This was actually a friend of ours too, car. Sat in his loft for years and years and years. It's just a body. The pan was off of it. You know, I brought it home with 3 truckloads. We put it together in a month, I think, and drove it to Tampa and back to a show. And then it just kind of sat, and I finally got to having somebody do some body work on it, and they did a pretty good job. So, at any rate, stay tuned. Lots to come. Thanks for commenting. Like I say, I like comments. I'd wish all my subscribers would comment. It keeps me motivated. So, yeah. Talk to you guys later.